Welcome to another edition of Swim Easy Speed. So this is all part of the special edition that we're doing during kind of this pro camp week. So this was the third session that we've done since we started the camp, and this one was with Klodian Mitri. And Klodian is a first-year pro. I think his first pro race was Indian Wells 70.3, and he's a strong cyclist and runner, and definitely needs to work on the swim a little bit. And so we talked about some of the things that might be holding him back during this session. One of them being kind of getting comfortable being uncomfortable in the water, and that he mentioned that a lot of times that he didn't feel like he could race, that he couldn't really push himself as much as he pushes himself on the bike and the run. And look, it's a totally rational, reasonable feeling. You're in the open water. You don't feel like there's much of a safety net or margin of error. And you don't want to be right on kind of that edge, kind of at your limit, because you don't know what's going to happen. Are you going to get hit in the face? Are you going to get cramped? Is something else unexpected going to happen? Is the creature from the Black Lagoon going to come up and grab you? All of those things that can kind of run through your mind that make it where you can't really get comfortable being uncomfortable. And, my best advice is it's got to start in the pool, getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And then the other thing is you just got to go out and race some open water swims, and just pure open water swims. So I'm not talking about more triathlons. Go find some really tough, hard open water swims where you can go push yourself. Go find some easy ones where you can push yourself and race and get comfortable racing. And then when you put everything else together, you'll find that you're getting better. So that would be the first place that we kind of talked about starting. But what we'll do is we'll just take a look at his stroke and show you kind of some of the other stuff that we were kind of talking about. So here he is. And so you can see, like a lot of the other ones that we've had in the water so far, that angle on the water. So from here to here, we're kind of at a downward angle. So again, if we're thinking of ourselves as kind of like a, teeter-totter in the water here, if you're going to push down on the water at the front of the stroke, typically the front part of the stroke, then you're going to press it up, and then the back part of the stroke has nowhere to go but down. And that's typically kind of what you get into here, so you can kind of see how his, shoulders are a lot higher than his hips are a lot higher than his feet. And then you can see kind of, if we look in the back real quick, you can catch it really quick, but we'll see it better from the overhead. Right there, you can see how far apart. So that's kind of the distance between his feet right there at the back of the stroke. So, he's putting a significant amount of instability into the stroke where it doesn't allow him to get into really balanced position. It doesn't allow him to kind of really isn't going forward. It's some kind of non-linear movement that he's putting into the stroke that his brain and body know that they've got to correct for it somewhere to get that stability back. And so that's what that scissor kick in the back is all about. So here, he's doing pretty well where he pulls forward. There's a little bit of a press down, so he doesn't really start pulling himself forward till right about there. So from there to there, it's, a little bit of a press down. And then from here to here, so you can see press, 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 press. He starts pulling himself forward there. Now, he gets a pretty good grab on the water because you can see those hips start to go up, okay, as he surges through that stroke. And then you can see, he's not in a horrible body position. I mean, it's one of the better ones that we've seen so far at the camp. I mean, you can see the feet and legs coming up way apart right there. Rotation is decent, maybe a little bit too much to the one side, but head position's good. Okay, so here's where you can really kind of see that where the feet kind of break apart. So right there. Okay, and it's really when he's on his side, taking a breath, really rotating to the side, and you can see kind of, from there to there. You know, really kind of doing a scissor kick to stabilize his whole body in the water. So in effect, he's fighting himself to go forward. And then you can see kind of just a little bit of that curve in the body through there. What we really want is we want the body basically just to be rock solid straight. So inside that kind of lane, and then effectively from the head down through the spine, through the tailbone to the feet, there's just that middle line that is just like laser pointer straight all the way down the body. And then what we know is that we are then transferring the maximum amount of that pull basically straight forward. Okay? So there's no more kind of, a little bit over here, then a little bit over there, then a little bit over there. It's all just going kind of really, really straightforward as much as we can get. All right, so here's the front of the stroke. He does a pretty good job right here. You can see that, his arms are kind of coming in. That's a little bit inside right there on the left. He's swinging it around. He's got a pretty good pull pattern underneath his body. And I didn't include that video. But underneath his body, he's pretty much where he needs to be. Picks his head up a little bit right there to get the breath. So we went to the pipe drill again, and we were just trying to get some connection from the feet and the back to the core, from the shoulders, upper body, back to the core, connect the whole thing together, and really kind of work on, give him some kind of basically understanding of trying to keep kind of those feet together. And that if all of this drives straight forward, then it's going to be pretty much connected a little bit better in the back of the stroke. But the one thing with Klodian is, he freely admits that he doesn't like to kick, doesn't like to do kick sets in practice. And look, if you are never making that movement, so if those legs don't really ever move, you're just kind of dragging them behind you, no, they're not going to be connected to the core. It's not just going to magically happen. The kind of saying amongst neuroscientists is, neurons that fire together wire together. So if you're not getting those neurons, if you're not making that movement happen, it's not going to magically just happen. And there's not going to be this connection from the lower body to the core, from the upper body to the core, from the core connecting the whole body. And without that type of connection, you're giving up a lot of efficiency. And the efficiency that you're giving up is those legs start to sink. And, if we're in the water, kind of in this position, then all of this is drag that we're pulling against. We've shortened our water line, so we've shortened kind of the theoretical maximum distance per stroke we're going to get. So that's gone way down. We've got to take more strokes to go the same distance as before. And then we've increased in the drag. So you're getting even less distance per stroke. So that's one of the reasons why you want to develop kind of a robust kick. You may never need it, but it's then connected. Everything is connected from there to there, from there to there, and then the whole thing together, which is what we're looking to do. Swimming is a full body movement. That kinetic chain runs from the top of the body down to the bottom, and you want the whole thing connected. The only way that happens is to do it. Just make the movement. So we'll kind of show what it looked like without the pipe. And you can see, he's holding a little bit better of a line through the middle of his body. His feet are staying a little bit closer together. But you can see where there's still it's still that side-to-side kind of motion that's costing him a lot. And, that was one of the things that we talked about and one of the things that we worked on. We did a lot of kick in practice today and trying to connect the body in a variety of different ways. And that's one of the things that, look, the brain, nervous system, body, and particularly the brain, likes to get a lot of different looks at how to make a certain movement if you're trying to improve that skill. And so that's what we were doing today with different sets, different pieces of equipment that we used. So, that was that's the first analysis for Klodian. And as always, if anyone has any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer them. And just like, share, comment below. Thanks again.